What's up, beautiful people of the internet? Today we're going to be talking about the DJI Pocket 3 and why I think it's one of the best cameras I've bought from DJI in quite some time, if not the best. So we decided to come downtown and walk the pupper for a little bit to get him out and get some exercise. But since we're downtown, you know that we have to stop and get the best cup of coffee. And then we'll go over to camera. So, but first, coffee. Okay, so the DJI Pocket 3. What is it and what makes it so great? Well, first things first, you can get it in two different packages. You can get just the standard combo or the creator combo. Me, myself, I went with the standard combo for a few different reasons we'll go over in just a second. But the creator combo comes with the DJI Wireless Mic 2. It also comes with a few filters, black pro mist and I think a wide angle filter, and then you get a battery grip. Now with the standard combo, you just get the extension grip for the 1/4 little tripod thing, and then a lanyard. That's it. It's just standard bare bones combo. I could see where it would be best value for most people to go ahead and get that creator combo. Me personally, I plan to buy the DJI Mic 2 when it comes out as a kit so that I can use it with multiple cameras rather than just this camera. Right now I have the DJI mic and that's what I've been using with it. It works flawlessly, it works great. Right now you're hearing internal audio on the Action 4. So the protective case that it comes in, this just snaps over it, right? And then it protects the gimbal and the screen. But this is also where you can store your filters, and there's also a little hot shoe there for clipping the microphone. So starting with the business end, it's got a 2-inch OLED screen on it, and you just flip that to power it on. The camera is a f2 20mm full frame equivalent 1-inch sensor that's capable of taking a 9.4 megapixel photo. That just tells you how well the low light will be with 9 megapixels on a 1-inch sensor. Those pixels are definitely huge. It's all stabilized by a 3-axis gimbal. Now this is the same 3-axis gimbal that you would find on one of their drones, like particularly this would be found on like the Air 3 with that 1-inch sensor. It is capable of filming vertical, but you do lose some resolution. So as you can see that the camera did not turn like say on the Mini 3 Pro. It's basically just cutting off the sides of that sensor, of that 1-inch sensor. So vertical video is going to be 3K, not 4K. So you do lose a little bit of resolution, but not much. Most people are uploading 1080p anyway. Now the gimbal has 3 different modes. Those are easily accessible right here in the quick settings by tapping the little picture of the gimbal. There's follow, FPV, and tilt locked. So follow is what most people are going to use. It just follows the movements of the camera, which is probably what I use 90% of the time. If you're doing like a dolly shot or pushing in or pulling out, then you'll definitely want to use the tilt locked. But for most people, the follow mode will be just fine. All right, so out of all the cameras and all the gear that you've seen me use and that you've used holding, being camera woman for me, what do you think of this?
I like it. It's little, it's very easy to hold, and it looks more manageable than what you've given me in the past.
Yeah.
Like it seems pretty simple.
So what, as far as comparing it to this one versus that one, what do you think?
Oh, definitely this one because of the little handle. And the fact that the screen's going to follow and I don't have to do much work.
Yeah, the stabilization.
Stabilization, yeah.
So another reason I decided not to go with the Creator combo is because I didn't think that I really needed that extra battery. So when I bought the Action 3 and Action 4, I got the adventure combo that came with the extra batteries. I never use them because it charges so fast. And with the Pocket 3, it will take you from 0 to 80% battery in 18 minutes. It's incredible how fast this thing recharges. And so record time, I'm typically about an hour to 90 minutes. I mean, consistently. It just depends. If I'm doing a lot of like face tracking and things like that, it's usually around an hour. But if it's just 4K 30 and I'm filming, I've gotten up to around 100 minutes pretty regularly. And another reason is I didn't think I really needed the filter kit that came with it, because I typically always get the Freewell set. And I believe it's out now. I haven't got it yet, but I do plan on getting it. I'll leave a link for it in the description, but I haven't tested it yet. So did you hear that rooster? We were at a city park and that rooster just went off. So yeah, the Pocket 3 is awesome. It fits in your pocket. It's got amazing battery life. The image quality is awesome. It's stabilized. Thanks. But where it really shines, and this really blew my mind, was in low light. Now there is a low light mode that will take it all the way up to 16,000 ISO, but just in standard video mode, you can go all the way up to 12,800, but I kept it around 6,400 and got amazing results. I've been trying for about a week now to get this low light test done out here, but it's been so freaking cold. But we finally had a little bit of rain come through, which warmed things up drastically. So I think that this would be a good opportunity to you know, get some low light done. Right now we're just in full automatic 4K 30, so we're not even in low light mode yet. Plus they just put up all the Christmas lights around town, so I think it'd be really pretty. It's just a really good time to do it. So let's go ahead and knock this out. See, a lot of the processing power on some of these action cams and stuff is in the stabilization, and with the 3-axis gimbal, it's not having to do electronic or digital stabilization, so it can save that processing power for the sensor sensitivity, and that's why it can get such good low light performance. That and the fact of this 1-inch sensor, which is truly massive for such a small pocketable camera. So there's 3 different color profiles you can choose from. There's standard, which we're filming on now, which looks great as is, but there's also 10-bit D-Log M, which is the same D-Log you would find on the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3, you know, a lot of the higher end drones. There's also HLG 10-bit, which is hybrid log gamma. And to be honest with you, I don't really know a whole lot about that. I don't do a lot of color grading myself. If I do, I just sling a LUT on it and call it a day. There are some LUTs that I do use whenever I do record in D-Log. I'll leave a link to those in the description as well, but for the most part, I just prefer the standard profile. Now, to get the best dynamic range, you would want to use one of those 10-bit options. We'll switch to D-Log M now, and then we'll get an idea what it looks like. So now we're recording on D-Log M. You can see it's a pretty good flat color profile, and being 10-bit, you can push and pull the colors in any direction as long as getting the best dynamic range. Like I said earlier, I just typically throw a LUT on top of this, and I don't really do a whole lot of color grading. Not that I don't want to, it's just that I've always been scared to try to learn that. That's kind of one of my goals for 2024, is to learn more about color grading and also learn more about Photoshop. You know, as a photographer, I really haven't spent a whole lot of time in Photoshop. So maybe we can expect some more color grading videos in the future, but until then, I just continue using LUTs. Now we're going to switch over to the HLG 10-bit, and we can get a kind of idea of what the difference is. Okay, so this is hybrid log gamma 10-bit, and like I said, I don't know a lot about it other than it is kind of like a gray tone. It doesn't look bad, but it's not near as flat as, say, the D-Log-M. I wonder what it looks like with the LUT applied. Here, let's see. All right, now we're back to normal color profile, which is where I feel comfortable. So I upgraded the firmware today, and with that update came, you can now use D-Log-M in 120 frames per second slow-mo, and they also added some features for the DJI Mic 2. Backup recording whenever you're using it. I don't know if it'll still do the backup recording internally with the DJI mic. I'll look into that whenever I get back home, but if it does, I'll be sure to add that in the video. So, you know, Lauren says that she likes this camera so much, but you know what she hasn't done? Used it. There you go. I'll take it. What you doing, boy? You being a good boy?
So I guess it's pretty easy for me to use if he's ever obviously needing me to help.
If you triple tap that joystick, it will spin back around to selfie mode. So triple tap it. Double tap will recenter the gimbal.
Mm-hmm.
And then triple tap will
Gotcha.
bring it back around you. And now it's locked onto your face. And if you want to turn the face tracking off, just tap the joystick once.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And then 1, 2, centered.
Well, it wasn't uncentered.
Okay, so if I was to do this,
Yep.
and then one's for what?
So if you so it's face tracking, one will turn the face tracking off, and then double tap will recenter the gimbal. Yep. And then, but it turns the face tracking back. So if you want to turn
Okay.
that off, hit it once again.
Okay.
And then if you want to spin it around the other way, you can do that, or you can tap that button in the corner. Let's show him some tricks, Chuchi. Chuchi, place. Hey, Chuchi. Oh, Chuchi, place. Good boy. You ready? Feels like it's about to start raining. Which brings me to, earlier I said there were a couple things that I did not like about this camera, and one of them was pretty bad and one of them was not that big a deal. So we'll start with the not that big a deal first. 120 frames per second is only accessible in the slow-mo tab, which means that it doesn't record audio and you can't choose the playback speed. You know, maybe I don't want to slow it down by 25%. You know, maybe I only want to slow it down by 40%. You can't really do that then, or you can't really speed it up. Or if you can, I haven't figured out how. And there's no audio. So you know, if you were trying to get 120 frames per second and something that was kind of action-packed shot, then you would have to record your audio separately. So not that big a deal, but 120 frames per second is only accessible in slow-mo. And then the big thing is that there is no IP rating for this. So there's, it is virtually not water or dust resistant in any way. The USB-C port is exposed, the micro SD slot is exposed, and as of right now, there's no case available to make it waterproof. Not saying that a third party won't make one eventually, but right now, there's not. I do expect Small Rig and Ulanzi and all these third party companies to eventually make a camera cage for it. And when they do, you know I'm gonna make a video on that. So be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Also really looking forward to the release of the DJI Mic 2. That way I can use that as a set. I know there's a lot of videos on that with the Pocket 3, but I really am looking forward to using it as by itself with all my cameras. Like right now I'm kind of taking a risk just being out here when it's probably about to start raining. Do I still recommend getting it? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. As far as like the creator combo, like that was a $200 difference by the time you factor in taxes and all that. So you can spend $500 on just the camera, or you can spend $700 and you get the extra little battery and you get the wireless microphone. Now, if you don't already have the wireless microphone, then yeah, it's probably worth it to go ahead and get it. And there's a small part of me that wishes I would have went ahead and got it too. But, you know, $200 is a lot of money, and us being a small channel, we're self-funded. We don't get things sent to us, but we're open to things being sent to us. DJI, if you see this. Hey, Editor Donnie here. I feel like I need to say this. I don't know why, but so how do I say it nicely? I'm not hating on anybody that makes these videos on YouTube, but you know, every video that I watched was of someone that got it sent to them. So of course they're going to push to spend the $700 to get the creator combo. You know, I feel like most of my audience are not like, I don't think that y'all are out there making a killing with this stuff. So this is all like personal items that you're going to be family content and things like that. You know, yeah, you probably do some paid work with it here and there, but I feel like that's a big cost for something like this, you know. And I really want to stress that, like, that's why I made this video, is I really think this is a great camera, but it's not cheap, and $500 is a lot of money. And I'm not trying to shield for DJI on here. I just really think it's a great camera, and I want to showcase how good of a camera it is and what you can do with it. So if you think you need that whole creator combo and you got the money for it, then go ahead and do it. But if you think that you just need the camera and you don't need that other stuff, like this right here is internal audio. Like, you don't have to have that microphone or those little filters or anything like that. So don't think that you got to get that $700 kit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to say that. I don't think I stressed it enough in the video. So anyway, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day, and love you. Mean it. Bye. Okay. Well, it did start raining on us, so I figured I'd just do the outro here. Pocket 3, amazing camera, great image quality, great battery life, 3-axis gimbal, and the recharge speed is insane. So, yep, I do think it's great. So if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Also, we are recording with a new camera here in the studio. Well, I guess it'd be my new daily camera. And let me know in the comments if you think you know what it is. There'll be a little hint. I upgraded from the EOS R, which is still a great camera, and I love it to death, but I needed a little more for all the sports photography that I do. So let me know in the comments if you think or you do know what it is. And as always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. I'm Donnie B, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.